Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And I already told you guys, today was a huge freaking day, but this week can be even bigger. In a couple of days, we have the Ripple v SEC live hearing with a judge, and I'm gonna, of course, live stream it in some way, shape, or form for you guys. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it or via what, but I'm going to attempt something and it will work. Do not worry about it. Having said that though, I want to give you guys as well my expectations and just everything you need to know. But before we get even into that, I'm already giving away 100 XRP today in the previous video. I'm thinking of doing another 150 XRP to make it a 250 XRP giveaway in total. Now, I will only do that though if this video hits 2,000 likes within 24 hours. So make sure that you press that like button. Make sure that you comment something down below. It's going to be your entry ticket. And of course, to win, you have to be subscribed to the channel. I can see if you're subscribed or not, so make sure you are subscribed. Otherwise, somebody else will win. Even though you were picked, if you're not subscribed, boom, somebody else will win, so make sure you do that. Having said that, today was juicy, as you most likely already told you, or I told you. However, I've explained in my previous video why I am so bullish on XRP. A lot of that had to do with the fact that XRP didn't really fall back down right now. A lot of people are commenting saying, oh, Dusty, it's looking bad, it's looking bad. We actually have some room to go here. We have some pretty big room to go because we're still in an uptrend ever since a long time ago. A long time ago here. I'm going to say here at least December of 2020. We've only been going up from that point on forward constantly, and it's actually, if you could take a good look at it, been going exponential like this. That's literally how we have been going right now. You can't tell me otherwise. It might not look like it because again we had some ups and downs, but throughout the whole journey it has still been going exponential, and XRP really severely outperformed Bitcoin in this time. And again, literally look at the line here. This is exponential. It is going insane. It's going parabolic, I should actually say. It's going pretty damn nutty, and I do expect XRP to continue on in some way, shape, or form, like this, as long as they do good with the loss and as long as people keep valuing it for what it's actually worth. Now, having said that, what exactly is going to happen the 21st? We have an article. XRP SEC News versus Ripple. XRP, a telephonic conference to discuss the SEC motion to compel the turnover of documents regarding legal advice Ripple received about whether sales or offers of XRP were securities has been scheduled for May 21st. So Ripple received some legal advice, again from a legal advisor then, because it's legal advice, or a financial advisor for that matter. And the SEC basically wants to know, hey, what was that advice exactly? And Ripple says, well, that's privileged. Whatever we discussed, that's all privileged. We don't have to give that out because it's basically, if you talk to your attorney and you said, hey, I did something, you don't want him to just spill the beans to the cops or the court the day afterwards, right? You want to be able to trust that guy. Otherwise, nobody would ever confess to their crimes. So in that same sense, Ripple says, well, what we discussed with that, person, advisor, I guess, is also privileged because, well, that's just the way it goes. And the SEC is saying, well, no, because you used that info selectively. And Ripple likes to argue, well, no, and even if we did it in such a manner where we still don't have to give you this info. And that, again, is what the 21st of May now, there's going to be a hearing about, where there's going to be a judge. It's going to be on the phone. You can actually call in really simply. I put it up here, the number and everything you need to do. It's really simple. I'm going to also try call in. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do it just quite yet, but I'll make sure that you guys get it in some way, shape, or form, because I have to live stream this, right? I have to. Then, regarding the price and regarding the previous hearings, what happened and what's it looking like? Well, of course, guys, I want to do a little bit of digging because I need to have you. I told you, if there's any XRP related news or any XRP related stuff, I got you. Do not worry about it. Dusty BC channel is always going to perform, all right? If there's one thing I'm good at, it is performing. Right on the spot specifically. And look at this, guys. We've lasted for a good while here as well. You most likely have already seen me a couple of times. Now, enough with the little dirty jokes here. There were two major hearings, the 6th and the 30th. And one thing, guys, let me also say, whenever a hearing like this is coming along, I usually go over to the leverage platform here and start to trade. I specifically use Bybit quite often, and again, a lot of people will be mocking, saying, Dusty, the price is going down, these things are so bad. I keep telling them, oh, this is not bad at all. This is actually still pretty juicy. It doesn't really matter because we're still going exponential, and even if you go below it just a little bit, it doesn't really matter for the bigger picture, all right? It still is looking good. It still is looking good. You cannot tell me otherwise. Unless we get a really big break. But even then, a one break, a one, candle, as long as it doesn't close below on a daily perspective, I'm not even too afraid either still. Right? But I use this mostly for trading, as you guys already know. And a good example of why it's so freaking amazing is I just had a couple $1,000s in one of my accounts, right? There's just some thousands, but what I just did is I traded for a little while. There's a couple bonuses. There's freaking 1,610 plus another 1,000 plus another 25 plus a Legend X giveaway. There's so much free money. And for example here, if you have some money in there and you're using USDT to trade, if you turn over 5 million in total, which is basically just, if you have, let's say $1,000, right? And you're doing times 50. So that's, no, let's do with $10,000. So you have $10,000, you're doing it with 50, boom, every trade you're putting is 500,000. So if you're doing 10 trades, again, I don't necessarily recommend that, just giving an example, right? If you're doing 10 trades, you, boom, have $1,000 for free. That's the way it sometimes goes. It's so easy. And $1,000 can, again, kind of evaluate to a $50,000 trade because, again, you can do things times 50 or times 25. You guys see the drift I'm trying to create here? It's like free money. So that's sometimes why I take this type of stuff and why I really, really like it. Again, leverage trading is risky, but there's so many perks if you know how to play this game properly. I keep telling people, it is something to invest some time into. I will make a video guide, but it's a lot of time to make as well because I don't want to miss any single thing. I want to make sure that you understand every single button on this website, and that is taking me some time because there's actually quite a lot that you can do if you know what you're kind of looking for. If you know, there's a lot of stuff. Now, again, the 6th, because we're going to start off with that one, of course. The 6th of April was the first day, and that was a telephonic hearing once more. I'm not exactly sure what that one was about. Give me a couple of minutes and I'll most likely think of it again, but right now on the spot, I cannot remember. So the 6th here was the first date for SEC v Ripple. It was pretty exciting. A lot of people were happy with that, and we got a ton of viewers on our live stream. And the price did really good in anticipation, and the day itself, the price went down a little bit, even though the verdict was positive for Ripple. That I remember quite strongly. What happened in the next couple of days, though? The price kept surging, and again, things were looking really beautiful. What happened on the 30th? Well, on the 30th, as you can clearly see here, the price again went up that specific day and the days prior. The day afterwards, it still did good, but the day after that one, it went negative. It did negative for a little while, and as of this point, we're still down from what we hit that specific day and the day afterwards. So right now, I guess the new loss today is going to be right here. What are we anticipating? Well, logically, we should increase as well, right? We had really a couple of bursts here of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, including days of gains. Here it's a lot more. I can't even count that. So if we're to then again think back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess from today on forward things should start to pick up bullish again to kind of continue this momentum. Just on average a little bit. Is it really going to be the same way? Of course not, but it should give you guys some indication. Things were really bullish a couple of times in the past. Right now, we don't really have that many extra indication points. Why would it be different now? The only thing I can kind of imagine is because this specific hearing is not necessarily going to be so huge for XRP because we don't really know if Ripple has to give over their documents or not. Attorney Jeremy Hogan said he thinks Ripple is going to lose this one. Then again, Ripple has been fighting back like crazy, saying the SEC is lying about their stuff. And so from that perspective, I'm thinking like, let's just wait for what the judge is going to say. Now, in this video, I actually want to go over more of about what the lawsuit is doing. Like, for example, tomorrow there's going to be John Dean, or I guess today already, in a couple of hours now, John Dean is going to give his response to Ripple and the SEC. And a couple of days from now as well, the judge needs to give her decision on the foreign MOU usage. And a couple of days later as well, we have the SEC's reply to Ripple's opposition brief to the SEC's motion to strike Ripple's defenses. And a little bit later than that, in a couple of weeks from now, we have Brett Garlinghouse and Chris Larson's reply to the SEC opposition brief. We have a lot of stuff. And by the way, guys, if you want to be updated every time something happens to the XRP lawsuit, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you're watching right now and you aren't subscribed, you're missing out. There's going to be a ton of giveaways too. I'm going to make sure that a lot of people watching here are going to at least, I'm going to make it worth their time. I'm going to put it like that, right? If it's not going to be in terms of info, it might be in terms of a trade. It might be something, in terms of anything, but it's going to be worth your time in terms of value I provide. And then again, if you ever have any recommendations for what type of content to post or what type of crypto you'd like to see next, you can always put it in the comment section. As long as it's not a really shitty ass coin, a really, stupid project, I will definitely at least take a look at it. And if it's, solid, I might just make another video about it. I also make videos on 5-Minute Crypto. It's my second channel, as you guys most likely know by now. You can also check that one out if you missed something on here. I think we covered everything now. We covered the lawsuit is coming up. I think it's going to be bullish. Then again, you never know in a time like this when Elon Musk is doing some crazy stuff. Would the lawsuit be bullish inherently? I would say it should be bullish because every lawsuit date is kind of bullish for Ripple, specifically if they're kind of planning to win. But that's again the caveat here. Are they planning to win? And that's something I'm not exactly sure about for this one only. Am I bullish about Ripple winning the lawsuit? Of course. There's not a single drop in my mind thinking they can actually lose this lawsuit unless the SEC and the the elites or something like that come together and just bestow some judgment upon Ripple, which is just not fair, but just done because they want it to be that way. Some bigger guy. And again, I'm thinking Ripple doesn't have necessarily that much control. They just are to make payments cheaper. A company for doing some stuff in that region. It's not that strange of a company. They could just let it go. And I'm thinking, again, it's going to be fixed, no worries. We're going to make a couple $1 million off of that specific trade. I already told you guys, people with a couple $1,000s are going to make millions off of that specific trade if you know how to action it properly. And that's exactly what we're waiting for, what we're going for here. And that's one of the most exciting parts for XRP right now. Keep telling people. It is not, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice, but it's not, in my opinion, a smart idea to not be exposed to XRP at all. And I think that's actually one of the best things to say to my friends as well, that you don't have to go 100% into XRP. I'm not 100% into XRP. I'm a big XRP guy, but I'm not 100% into it. However, it would be really irresponsible not to hold some. I think Crypto knows this. I think Crypto RS knows this. I think Moon Carl knows this. Anybody knows this that's in the crypto space right now. It is irresponsible to not hold any XRP. Again, make it your main coin. That's a different question, but it's irresponsible not to hold some because they could win the lawsuit, could go crazy, and it's definitely something to take a look at or consider. But yeah, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video coming up really freaking soon.